Welcome to the 15th and final tape in the My Little Pony Mystery Series. Who is the Black Pony of Darkness? Being the final tape in this series, hopefully by the end of this 15th tape, all of the ponies' mysteries, and all of your mysteries, will have been solved. We hope you enjoy this final tape, but before you start listening to it, please remember our final warning. Do not listen to it within 5 hours of bedtime, or otherwise you will have a very bad nightmare. So please switch off this tape if it is within that time. If it is not within 5 hours of bedtime, however, please listen on to the 15th and final tape in the My Little Pony Mystery Series. Who is the Black Pony of Darkness?
And Mr. is a drawing to a close. My little pony, my little pony. It's for the better really, I suppose. So what's the sadness I feel? Something I must conceal. Feeling so low, don't know why. My little pony, we just don't want to say goodbye. My little pony. The finish line is near, almost in sight. My little pony. So why's my heart filled with gloom as dark as night? With other ponies coming only, we don't feel so lonely. But it's gonna look like come to play. My little pony. Never again when we see Desiree.
My Little Pony Mystery number 15. Who is the Black Pony of Darkness? Desiree Alder, the girl from Earth, who owned the My Little Pony Rescue Home, and her 2 pet guinea pigs, Sparkle and Splodge, couldn't spend long in Ponyland. They just popped up to the magic world in the clouds to check that their pony friends were alright. It had been a couple of weeks since they had been to see them, and so they just wanted to make sure that the black ponies had not returned. Luckily they hadn't, but unluckily the ponies had also not solved any of their mysteries, which meant that they were no closer to defeating the black ponies either. What was a strange coincidence, though, was when Desiree, Sparkle and Splodge had arrived in Ponyland, they had found all of the MLPs in Paradise Estate singing the song which you just heard a few moments ago. Where the coincidence came in was that Desiree, Sparkle and Splodge had also been singing this same song. You also heard their words just a few moments ago. When everybody had realised that they were singing the same song, they had decided to take a closer look at why they were all singing the same song. What was bothering them? What had made them sing those words? What was disturbing them that they were keeping to themselves? Obviously everybody was thinking the same thing, so there was no point in keeping it to themselves anymore. It was soon realised that although Desiree, Sparkle and Splodge and everyone who lived in Ponyland wanted the Black Ponies and Helpers defeated, they were worried that when all of their mysteries were solved, Desiree, Sparkle and Splodge would not come to Ponyland anymore, and the MLPs would not have the need to visit her down on Earth, and so they would never meet up ever again. Well, I don't see why, just because our mysteries have been solved, it should stop us from still seeing each other, Sparkle said.
No, neither do I,
said Splodge.
So what are we all so worried about? We've all been thinking this same horrible thought, and yet there's nothing to worry about, is there? So we've all been feeling the same horrid feeling,
losing touch with this mysterious.
My little pony, so why not agree to stay friends? Let's all agree to stay friends.
Well, now that we decided that that's nothing to worry about, Truly said, maybe we could actually start to work on some of their mysteries. Because now, if they're solved, we've already agreed that we'll continue to see each other, and so we won't be losing out on anything. We'll just have won this long-fought battle against the Black Ponies and their helpers. I'd love to help, Desiree said, but I'm afraid I just haven't got the time today. I promised the poor little plastic pony Truly, who of course is no longer plastic now that I brought her to life using that magic box, that she could finally have her welcome party tomorrow evening. She's been at the rescue home for 8 months and she's still waiting. 8.5 months, in fact. She's rather cross, and I don't think it would be very wise to, not let her have her party tomorrow either. All I really came up the rainbow to say was, all of the plastic My Little Ponies on Earth have been brought to life, and so maybe I should bring them up to Ponyland next week, after the party, and then we could see what they have to say about this whole Black Pony business. After all, Kieran did say that they held the solutions to all of our mysteries. Kieran was a little white-nosed guinea pig who lived at the top of Rainbow Mountain. He was Kyle, Buttons' pet guinea pig's brother, and Kyle was a friend of Dodge. He also told us that our brothers were called Chad and Danny, so now we're looking for Chad and Danny. Chestnut and Darren, of course, Dodge said. I would have thought that we were still looking for Ash, Fiery, Travis, and Trevor. I'm sure that they were my brothers' names. Our brothers' names, Dodge. You mean our brothers' names? Splodge butted in. Yes, Splodge, you're right. Our brothers' names. But anyway, they are my brothers' names. They're just your brothers as well. So I wasn't wrong. Just not talking about you at that time. Anyway, we've got to look out for Chad, Chestnut, Danny, and Darren. Not start yet another argument. You started it, and you are continuing it. In fact, I believe that both of you are continuing it, Sparkle said. Sparkle is right, Lofty said. You are both continuing the argument. It takes two to argue. Yes, you're right. But Splodge did start it. Splodge stuck his tongue out at Dodge and turned towards his owner. I'm sorry about that. Now what were you saying, Desiree? Well, I was saying, should I bring the ponies up to Ponyland next week and see if they can solve any of our mysteries? Sure, sounds a great idea. But where are you going to take them to? Lancer asked. Yes, because 2,000 ponies are gonna take out quite a lot of room, if I'm not mistaken, Pinkie Pie said. You could bring them up to my hutch, Dodge said. Surely it would be big enough to house all of the little ponies at the rescue home, because I have a huge hutch, you know. I don't think that even your hutch would hold all of the ponies at the rescue home now, Dodge, Splodge said. They'd take over all of your rooms, and then they'd all stand on top of each other and stand on top of you and suffocate you. They do rather scare me sometimes, when there's a whole stampede of them chasing after Desiree. I could get trampled underfoot one of these days. It's dangerous, you know, and I don't like danger. No, neither do I, Dodge agreed. I think that maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Maybe you could bring them up to my Honor's house. They could run around in the grounds, and then hopefully, when they've stopped having all of the fun galloping around in the meadows, they will tell us what we have to do to defeat the Black Ponies and the Hobos. Sounds like a good idea to me, but hadn't you better ask your owner? The black-nosed guinea pig turned and looked at his owner, and Lancer nodded in approval. Well, that's all settled then, Desiree said. I'll bring up the ponies on Monday, and then maybe all of our mysteries can be solved. I'll have to go back to the pony rescue home now, though. Otherwise, all of the ponies down there will be trying to prepare the party on their own, and I wouldn't like to think of any of them trying to climb up on the stepladder and falling off. If I don't hang the decorations up, then they will, because they're so desperate to have this party. And so Desiree, Sparkle and Splodge waved goodbye to all of the ponies in Paradise Estate and walked down the rainbow towards the My Little Pony Rescue Home, where Truly's long-awaited welcome party would take place tomorrow evening. When Desiree had arrived home, she had found that all of the little ponies at the rescue home were rushing about, preparing for Truly's party. Some ponies, who believed themselves to be good at cooking, were making biscuits and cakes for the party, while others, who believed that they were quite artistic, were making all kinds of decorations for the party. Other ponies showed the rest of the rescue home ponies to their places in the audience, and worked out where different scenes in the show would take place. The only little pony not present was Truly, who was busy preparing for the show herself. Desiree walked over to the little box where the pony was standing, surrounded by clothes. "What's up, Truly?" she asked. "I've waited so long for my welcome party that I've got to make sure that I wear the right costume. The question is, what do you think I should wear? I'd love to wear Scarlet Sensation, but unfortunately the only dress that you've got of Scarlet Sensation has got a huge great rip in the back of it, so I wouldn't look all that good in it. I noticed that you haven't got the Pageant Queen costume. A movie star is currently being worn by a pony-cancered posy. So I don't want to wear that costume. I don't want to catch it myself." "No, of course not," Desiree said. "I don't know what you should wear. It's up to you. Scarlet Sensation would look rather nice. Maybe I should try to stitch it up for you before tomorrow night, if I have the time. I am rather busy doing other things." The little white pony with dark pink hair picked up the dress in her mouth, stood up with her front hooves on the side of the box, and handed out the dress. "Well, just do the best that you can," Truly said. "Otherwise, I'll have to wear one of these other dresses. I might have won Get Into the Groove, but unfortunately, I noticed that Lofty has been allowed to wear it. Lofty's already had her welcome party. I've waited ages for mine, so why are you allowing her to get first choice of dress?" Desiree sighed. There was really nothing that she could say to please the little pony. "Is anybody good at sewing?" Desiree asked. "I've got rather a lot to do, and now the star of our show has decided that she wants to wear Scarlet Sensation, which just happens to have a huge rip in the back of it." "Well, I'm quite good at stitching things up," one of Desiree's Pinkie Pies said. "But unfortunately, I haven't really got much time myself, because I've got to sort out all of these decorations." "I'll try and do it if you like." A baby fleece, said from the floor, where she was standing by Desiree's foot. But I thought that you were in charge of making the party hats. Desiree said,
Well, if I hurry through, I should be able to stitch up a dress as well. Especially if Wooly helps me.
So Desiree held out the scarlet dress, and the little purple baby galloped off with it. Desiree only hoped that it wouldn't get lost. She walked back over to Truly. Now you do know everything that you're supposed to do tomorrow, don't you? Desiree said. Did I go through it all with you clearly? Desiree picked up a schedule for the party and began to read from it. Tomorrow is the unveiling of the other new ponies, your welcoming show, a little party afterwards with a cake and biscuits for all of the ponies to eat. I do hope there'll be enough to go around. And I think that's about it for tomorrow. Oh, there'll be a couple of performances by some of the other ponies at the party, to music, which has been planned for several years, waiting for your arrival.
I do hope that everything goes alright,
Truly said.
I'm rather nervous that I might do something wrong. I've learned it all, but what if I forget?
Well, I can see why you're nervous, Desiree said. Although I don't think there's anything to be nervous about. Everything will just go to plan. I know it will. Look at all of these ponies running around, and all for your welcome party.
But that's what worries me. What if I let them all down? What if I do something wrong?
You're not going to do anything wrong. It's going to be a pony perfect party, Desiree said, before she and all of the rescue ponies began to sing. When you're royalty, you must learn to be full of grace in all you do. Stand up nice and tall, smile at one and all. Don't forget the world is looking up to you. Hang in there, you'll be fine. This is your time to shine. Show them the princesses in town.
On this amazing day, things can't be just okay. No time to spare because there truly is in town. We're in the spin alright, working with all our might, full of excitement cause our princess is in town.
With your breezy style and your easy smile, you'll be dazzling, oh I hope you know it's true. Head up, now mind your crown, try not to snag your gown. Show them their princess is in town. Hang in there, you'll be fine, this is your time to shine. Show them their princess is in town.
Let's go to look our best and surely she'll be impressed. Hard to believe it, but it truly is in town. We know Her Highness is the grandest of princesses. No small location when our princess is in town.
Wave it all in sight, to the left and right. When they curtsy, never laugh or you'll not frown.
Don't need to fret or fuss, we hope you will pardon us. It's just that your trolley is in town. Heads up, she'll soon be here. Give them enormous cheers.
Show them their princess is in town.
Show them Princess Trilly is in town.
Desiree worked for the rest of the evening, desperate to make tomorrow night's long-awaited welcome party for Truly a very special party for everyone involved. The show was fabulous, though rather sad, because it was discovered that the star of the show, Truly, had somehow got the illness known as pony cancer, or the fungus, to those who lived at the My Little Pony Rescue Home. Truly wasn't too gloomy about this, though, as she knew that she would still have a safe and peaceful retirement at the My Little Pony Rescue Home for the rest of her life. The ponies, guinea pigs and humans who lived at the My Little Pony Rescue Home enjoyed the party after the show as well. They had parades and ate biscuits and cakes. The only problem was they were having so much fun at the party that it had completely slipped out of Desiree's mind that she had promised to return to Ponyland on Monday. As it had happened, though, Truly hadn't had her party until the Wednesday. The ponies and Desiree had wanted to make the party extra special, and by the time Desiree remembered the ponies again, it was Tuesday, the 8th of August. I really must go and see them tomorrow, Desiree thought. She stood up on top of a plastic crate and shouted out to all of the little ponies who were still trotting around the living room floor. Today they were admiring Truly's new dress, and they were all chatting loudly to each other. Desiree shouted out above the 2,150 voices, which were happily chatting away to each other in the room. Attention, please! This is a rescue home announcement. Desiree laughed to herself at her joke. Would anybody who wishes to help us in Ponyland defeating the Black Pony of Darkness, and the rest of the Black Ponies and their helpers, of course, please step forward? Desiree was surprised when every single pony at the rescue home suddenly stopped talking, turned to her, and stepped forward. All of you? Desiree stammered, looking down at the crowd of pastel-coloured ponies. Yes, Desiree, it would appear so, Truly said. I would like to come too, a voice said from the settee. Desiree looked over to see Posy wearing her new Sunday stroll dress. Jackie won't like me mixing with the ponies with the fungus, though. So those ponies will have to go up separately. Otherwise, she won't allow me to go. And I think that I can help all of the little ponies in Ponyland. Well, I'm going up to Ponyland tomorrow. I can't carry you all, though. You'll have to walk yourselves. Desiree knew that it was a long way to Ponyland for the ponies with their little short legs. But there was no possible way that she could carry them all up individually. It would take her far too long. Desiree was surprised when all of the ponies said that this was not a problem. They didn't care how far they had to walk, as long as they could help defeat the Black Pony of Darkness, which they were all convinced they could do, since strangely they all said they knew something which Desiree and the ponies up in Ponyland would be happy and not so happy to hear. Why would we be happy and not so happy at the same time? Desiree asked. Would you like the good news or the bad news first? Love Story asked. I don't mind, Desiree said. I don't think that I'm going to like either. Well, the good news is, Pinkie Pie started, we believe we know a way that will help you to defeat the Black Pony of Darkness, and all of the other Black Ponies, and all of their helpers. In fact, you should be able to defeat them within the next week or so. Well, that's great, Desiree said. So, what's the bad news? If we can defeat them, then everybody in Ponyland and on Earth will be happy. Oh, please, Splodge said. Sparkle and Splodge were standing in the lounge looking at the ponies. I don't know that I really want to know the bad news. I get the feeling, though, I'm going to find out anyway. Well, the bad news is, one of Desiree's two lofties said, you're not going to like this at all. You know how... You see, I can't say too much because I want all the ponies in Ponyland to hear at the same time. But, you know... Well, we know that some certain creatures disappeared back when the Black Ponies first appeared. Well, the thing is,
we know what happened to them, too. And there are many other little creatures which you have not even noticed are missing. For certain reasons that will become clear when we tell you all that we know. And basically, they all met a terrible fate. So terrible, in fact, that I don't know how any of us ponies are ever gonna be able, when we go to Ponyland, to tell you all what happened to them. If somebody had looked down at the large hill in Paradise Land on the 9th of August 2006 and had continued to stare at it throughout the entire day, they would have seen a very strange sight. A human girl, which in itself was an odd sight in Ponyland, raced up the hill with two little furry balls sitting one on each of her shoulders. One was black and one was ginger. They were guinea pigs, but the strangest sight was what was following her. A strange coloured blanket moved up the hill, directly behind the girl known as Desiree, following her up to the large house on top of the hill, and to the swimming pool where she was hoping to meet her friends. Soon the girl reached the top of the hill and walked over to the swimming pool, with the coloured blanket still following behind her, and the two little fur balls still on her shoulders. She walked through the gate into the swimming pool area, and saw that sure enough, just as Cupcake at Paradise Estate had told her, Truly, Lofty, Pinkie Pie, Kiwi Tart and Shellbell, plus Twinkle, Truly's pet guinea pig, were all gathered around the swimming pool, with Lancer and Dodge. Well, actually, Dodge wasn't gathered round the swimming pool with the others. Where could he possibly be? But then Desiree saw something very strange. Yes, another very strange sight in Paradise Land on the 9th of August 2006. Although this sight was not so strange had Desiree lived in Paradise Land all the time and got used to it. Floating in the swimming pool was a strange red shape. The thing was floating round, and as it floated towards Desiree, she saw that it was an inflatable armchair, and it was floating round in the swimming pool. In this inflatable armchair was the strangest sight Desiree had ever seen. The black-nosed guinea pig, known as Dodge, was laying on his back, wearing a pair of sunglasses, pink-rimmed heart-shaped ones. He held a tiny little glass in his paw. It had a green straw sticking out of it, and on the green straw were tiny little slices of cucumber. In his other paw he held a guinea pig-sized book entitled 101 Cucumber Recipes. "Oh, so you finally made it here, did you?" Truly exclaimed as she saw Desiree walking towards them. "Finally finished the party, I take it." Lofty replied to Truly. "I'm really sorry about not coming sooner," Desiree started, "but we just got so..." "This is simply not acceptable, Desiree," Kiwi Tart said before Desiree could finish what she had been saying. "I agree with Kiwi Tart. You said that you would come and then you didn't." Shellbell agreed with her friend. "Well, I hate to argue with you, and on this matter I actually agree," Pinkie Pie said. "But what I really think we ought to be concentrating on now that Desiree is finally here is discussing what we're going to do about the black ponies." "How can you say that, Pinkie Pie? You know, we've been waiting so long for Desiree, and she has let us down so many times, you know? Am I right? Yes or no? Well, what do you think?" "Of course I agree with you, Twinkle.
Pinkie Pie said.
But I just really think that we ought to be, well, getting on with things.
Yes, of course, you're right, Pinkie Pie. Desiree, did you bring the ponies with you?
Sure, my owner is right, Desiree.
A voice came from behind. Desiree turned round and saw the little black-nosed guinea pig known as Dodge still floating on his inflatable armchair.
So, did you bring the ponies?
Yes, they're just outside, Desiree replied. All of the ponies and guinea pigs who had been angry with her before, faces lit up, as Desiree told them that her entire collection of MLPs were waiting just outside the swimming pool area.
Why didn't you bring them in now, like Desiree?
Twinkle asked. Well, there are 2,068 of them, and I thought it might get rather crowded around this swimming pool.
You're right there, Desiree. After all, we don't want any falling into the swimming pool and splashing me, because they might... Well, you see, I was bought this special inflatable armchair so that my beautiful rosettes need never get wet. Because you see, if my rosettes ever get wet, then they will be simply... What was that?
Dodge turned, having heard a strange splashing noise. Large waves made his inflatable armchair rise up and down in the swimming pool, and a small droplet of water had landed on his nose.
I am so lucky. Whatever it was, it only got on my nose. And my rosettes were not ruined, as I just said. But who was trying to ruin my rosettes? I gotta get out of the water. Don't calm down,
Splodge said.
Why don't you just get off of the armchair and swim? That's what I'd do. Nobody can get to you in the middle of the water. And there might be another huge splash in a minute and you might drown. You've got to get out of there. I can't swim, Splodge. Don't you understand? Well, of course I can swim. The point is, I can't swim and make my rosettes go all straight and smooth like those horrible ginger guinea pigs. Well, excuse me, but if you were talking about me, we are not horrible, and in fact we look much nicer than you horrible little sooty-nosed creatures. Yes, you've like been up far too many chimneys, you know.
This is no time to argue, Desiree said. Whatever created that giant wave may create another one very soon, and Dodge could be in great danger. We need to get him out of there.
I told you that you should have got me the remote control version, but you said that we had no need for it in a tiny little swimming pool. But this armchair is useless, my dearest owner. You will have to get me the remote control version now.
Dodge watched as his owner came towards the edge of the swimming pool.
I'm just glad that the water did not get on my rosettes. Otherwise, I could have ended up all straight-haired and horrible like Sparkle and Twinkle. You're right, Dodge. I'm so glad that you didn't end up like short-haired guinea pig. I know, we really are lucky. After all, it could have been simply giraffe. Help! Somebody save me! My rosettes will be ruined and I can't swim! Somebody get me out of here!
Dodge screamed and tried to get towards the edge of the swimming pool. His inflatable armchair had fallen on its side.
What was it anyway? Someone get me out of here! I need to get out before all of my rosettes are ruined!
Dodge's owner managed to reach the little guinea pig and pulled him out. Luckily, the little black-nosed animal was unharmed.
Very strange. My rosettes aren't ruined at all, are they?
Dodge shook himself and realized that his rosettes had not got out of place after all.
Well, that is a relief. Hey, nobody even cares. No one's even looking at me anyway. That's not fair. I've just been through this terrible ordeal, and no one even cares.
Dodge looked around and saw 3 guinea pigs, 1 human, and 6 ponies at the other end of the swimming pool. looking at whatever it was which had created the enormous splash. Dodge scampered up to the other end of the swimming pool, still dripping wet, and shook himself once again. Mind where you're shaking yourself. I know that you could do with a good bath, but I certainly don't need one. Hey, wait a minute. You've just had a wash. Maybe I ought to have a look. What colour is your nose really? Ew, you're so filthy that your nose is still black. Probably Splodge is that dirty too. And I have to sit so near him when I eat my supper at night. It is not dirt, you stupid animal. These are my original markings. And beautiful markings they're that, if I must say so myself. Anyways, what is this that you're looking at? It seems way smaller than the wave that it created. Be quiet a moment, Dodge. It's something very odd. It's a huge rock. Somebody's thrown it there, I think, to get a message to us. They wanted us to notice it. Well, I certainly did notice it. I could have been killed if it had landed a little way away. It could have come straight down on top of my armchair. They have no feelings for anybody else, do they? Whoever it is. Well, here you go, Pinkie Pie said. A little pink piece of paper. I knew it must be here somewhere. It's a message that somebody's trying to send us. But strangely, they went and sent it to the swimming pool, meaning that most of the words have washed away. Okay, but there are still some words there, Pinkie Pie. Can't you tell us what you can see? Well, it's addressed to Lancer, and then there are some words, but, well, the bottom of it's okay. I can read the last couple of lines, but before the last couple of lines, all I can see is envelope, paint, BPOD, pink, farm, pig, meadow, Dodge, hutch, Mary, train, please, problem, help. And then finally, the last line, one day, the nightmares will wash away. That's that strange line again. I really don't know what to think about it this time. And then, it's signed off from a very blurry, scrawly signature. Well, obviously it would be blurry, wouldn't it? Having landed in the water, I guess. But what I can see is the initials. CLM. It's from that strange CLM again. Well, it's obviously something to do with the Black Pony of Darkness. As you saw BPOD in there, Pinkie Pie. So maybe it's something telling us how to defeat him. You remember how CLM sent that message before on the Shooting Stars, saying that in a month or so, the day we'd waited for would surely be here. That was over a month ago now. So I'm sure it's past the time when we're supposed to have already defeated the Black Pony of Darkness. Maybe he's trying to speed us up. Dodge, there's like your name in there, you know. Somebody thinks that you've got something to do with defeating the Black Ponies, and you know all the helpers. That is strange. What is it like gotta do with you, Black-Nosed Guinea Pig, you know?
Dodge didn't answer. His owner turned and looked at him.
Is there something I should know, Dodge? You look rather ill. Or was that just your fall into the swimming pool? No, there is something that you should know. But you've got to... Well, you see... Oh, I don't know what to do now. 4 years. 4 years! Dodge went mad and started running around in circles. 4 whole years I'd let him down, and now I know what Soapy was talking about. It's how to stop him. That's what he meant. How to stop the Black Pony of Darkness, of course. What are you talking about, Dodge? Just calm down a minute and explain to us. I'm afraid I really can't. I don't know what to do. Soapy gave me an envelope just before he went off to Rainbow Land. And now, in 4 months' time, that will have been 4 years ago. Oh, I've really let you down. I'm so sorry, my dearest owner. But what's this envelope got to do with me? Or any of us, for that matter? Well, I've just realized I didn't know how important it was. Oh, Desirella tried to tell me too, but I just didn't know. And now what am I going to do? They all knew, and it's my ancestors. I've let them all down. I must go and get. Oh no, I can't go and get the envelope. Oh, cucumber cake! Somebody help me! I can't show it to you. No, I've got to show it to all of the ponies at the same time. We'll have to organize a huge meeting tomorrow. It's getting late to talk to all of my MLPs as well, Desiree said. Well, we do have a large house. If all of the ponies, and you and Sparkle Splodge, and maybe Jackie, if you'll go down to Earth and see if she will come, would like to stay, I'm sure that my owner would agree. Dodge looked up at his owner. Sure, that'll be fine. And Pinkie Pie, Truly, Lofty, Kiwi Tot, and Showbell? Dodge asked. His owner nodded, and Desiree quickly raced down the rainbow, leaving Sparkle, Splodge, and the MLPs in Ponyland so that they wouldn't have to come up the rainbow again, and went and got Jackie so that they could start the huge Black Pony defeating meeting as early tomorrow morning as it was possible to do. The ponies, both the ones who lived at the rescue home and the ones who lived in Ponyland, the humans and the guinea pigs, had not realised, though, what an enormous job it would be to get all of the ponies in Ponyland and Ponyville to gather in one place at one specific time, while Dodge gave his owner this mysterious envelope. And in fact, the meeting could not be organised until almost 9 p.m. on Friday, the 11th of August, 2006. The My Little Ponies from Desiree Alder's My Little Pony Rescue Home followed Dodge to the agreed meeting place, an open space on the hill in Paradise Land, where Dodge and his owner's family lived. All of the MLPs from Ponyland and Ponyville were already there, impatiently awaiting Dodge's announcement, whatever that may be. Dodge made his way to the clearing in the middle of the crowd of ponies and looked up at them all. He was wearing a dark blue bow tie. He coughed before he started to speak. Back in December 2002, Soapy, my owner's previous pet guinea pig, gave me... What is it that I'm supposed to be talking about? Dodge looked around in a daze. Love Story, a pony from Desiree's My Little Pony Rescue Home, turned to Dodge and whispered something in his ear. Oh yes, back in December 2002, Soapy gave me this envelope. Dodge turned around and saw that all of the ponies from the rescue home carried what was to them a huge envelope. It was actually a normal-sized envelope, but of course, to the small ponies, it seemed enormous, and they were having to carry it on their heads as they walked along as a group. And told me to give it to my owner. I was too sad after Soapy had gone to Rainbow Land to give this to my owner. It just simply slipped out of my mind, and for some reason or another, the past 4 years have gone, and I just kept forgetting to give it to my owner. Where have you been hiding it all these years, Dodge? His owner asked. It's been in my toy train, in my hutch. You know, that special one you bought me. The one that goes around and stops at different stations, where I pick up pieces of cucumber and celery that you hide for me. You know the one. Oh, the cucumber cakes are delicious. I bet you're sorry that your owner doesn't care for you as much as mine does, and doesn't give you lovely celery tots like mine. Dodge turned and looked at Twinkle.
Would you like to, get on and tell us, what you were going to say? Or are you gonna, start being horrible to, me again?
Yes, I shall continue. Basically, Soapy told me to give this to you, my dearest owner, and he said that we needed it to defeat the Black Pony of Darkness. Dizarella also told me that this was the case, but I never listened to them, and I don't even know what the story is. But I believe it's something to do with my ancestors, and they somehow know how to defeat all of the Black Ponies and all of their helpers. To find out what was inside the mysterious envelope, please turn over to side B of the last tape in the My Little Pony Mystery Series. Number 15. Who is the Black Pony of Darkness? Tape 1.